June 15th, 1943, 07:12 a.m., over the turquoise waters of the Solomon Islands. Sunlight glints off the waves, sharp and blinding. You feel the heat of the tropical morning pressing through the cockpit glass. A formation of Mitsubishi A6M Zeros arcs in perfect sync, their engines humming like predatory insects. Laughter echoes over the radio chatter, not literal, but arrogance. Japanese pilots, led by Lieutenant Hiroshi Kudo, scan the horizon and spot the American newcomers slicing through the clouds, twin-engined P-38 Lightnings. Two-engined clunkers, Kudo mutters. They'll never turn with us. The P-38s dive with quiet confidence, the glint of polished aluminum reflecting the rising sun. Major Richard Dick Bong, wings taut with nerves and skill, keeps formation tight, eyes flicking across the instrument panel, scanning the enemy. Every Zero that comes close experiences the same sudden shift in altitude. The Lightning refuses to engage in the dogfights the Zeros were built for. You see it, feel it, the audacity of a machine that doesn't fight the rules of your world. The first pass begins. Zeros swoop low, anticipating an easy kill. But the Lightnings climb, gain speed, and vanish into thin air above. The Japanese formation falters. Confusion flashes across their faces. Somewhere, in the roar of engines and the smell of fuel, arrogance meets an invisible predator. Then, from above, the P-38s dive like shadows, and for the first time, the Zero pilots realize they are being hunted. The roar of the Lightnings cuts through the humid morning like a predator slicing the canopy. Major Bong banks sharply, the twin engines vibrating with lethal power. The Japanese Zeros dive toward what they think are easy targets, their machine guns chattering, tracer rounds streaking past. But the P-38s don't turn to meet them. Instead, they climb, higher, faster. The sun gleams off the nose-mounted .50 caliber guns, cold and precise. From your vantage, you can almost feel the calculation behind every maneuver. American aces have perfected the boom and zoom. Dive, fire, climb, repeat. No turn, no dance, just gravity, momentum, and firepower. The Zeros cannot follow. Trying to turn, they bleed energy, stalling under the unrelenting vertical escape of the Lightnings. Lieutenant Kudo calls for a regroup, but panic is spreading. The formation's tight weave begins to unravel. Below, the waves churn as a Zero narrowly misses a collision with its own wingman. Above, a P-38 arcs silently, appearing from nowhere. The first Japanese plane is hit. Tracer lines slice through the sky, the engine coughing flames before spiraling toward the water. Shock ripples through the remaining pilots. The hunter has become unseen, invisible. You feel it too. Every climb, every dive is a trap. The Zero's mocking confidence evaporates under the relentless stalking precision of the Lightnings. Then a second P-38 appears from high altitude, shadowing the formation. Kudo's radio is frantic. He realizes, too late, the hunters are everywhere.
The morning sun casts long shadows over the Pacific, and the Zero's wings glint like silver knives. But now, every glint feels threatening. The Japanese pilots scan the clouds, searching for a shadow, a movement, anything. Somewhere above, a P-38 drifts almost silently, engines humming just beneath detection, waiting. Major Bong's formation circles like hawks, every pilot in sync, every maneuver anticipating the enemy's panic. You can see it. Kudo's hands tighten on the throttle, knuckles white. The sky that moments ago seemed predictable has turned into a labyrinth. Every dive from the Lightnings is perfectly timed. The Zero's instinct to turn and fight becomes a liability. Energy bleeds from their wings, altitude is lost, confidence vanishes. The P-38s don't chase, they stalk. From below, the ocean reflects the chaos. A Zero spirals down in flames. Another narrowly evades, its engines screaming in protest. The Japanese formation hesitates, waiting for backup that will never come. They are trapped in an invisible net of speed, altitude, and firepower. You can almost hear their disbelief in every staccato burst over the radio. How? How is this possible? Above the chaos, Bong's eyes sweep the horizon. He spots a lone Zero breaking from formation, desperate, panicked. The lightning shadows it with predatory patience. Every maneuver, every climb, every dive is calculated to terrorize, to teach fear. And just when Kudo thinks he might escape, the hunter strikes again, from directly overhead.
The frantic buzz of Zeros fills the sky, but it's no longer a symphony of dominance. It's a chorus of panic. Lieutenant Kudo forces a sharp turn, trying to regroup, but each maneuver plays directly into the P-38's strategy. Major Bong's voice crackles over the radio, calm and precise, guiding his wingman like chess masters controlling the board. Every dive, every climb, every calculated burst of fire chips away at the enemy's confidence. You feel it, a shift in the air. The Zero's laughter, the arrogance that filled the morning has evaporated entirely. One by one, their formations splinter. Engines roar in desperate bursts as pilots try to outmaneuver a plane that refuses to dance on their terms. The Lightnings don't chase, they dominate altitude, speed, and vision. Each P-38 acts like an invisible predator, appearing at the exact moment the Japanese pilots least expect. Kudo glances at his wingman, eyes wide. They don't play by the rules, he whispers. His words are swallowed by wind and gunfire, but the meaning is clear. They are hunted. The realization hits the formation like a thunderclap. This is not just a battle, it's a new kind of warfare. The Zero's mastery of turning fights is irrelevant. The Pacific sky has changed. And then, a sharp burst from above, tracer rounds carve across a wingtip. Kudo's plane lurches violently. In the span of a heartbeat, the hunter has become the executioner. The smoke from the burning Zero drifts lazily over the turquoise Pacific, a silent testament to a new predator in the sky. Major Bong banks his P-38 with effortless precision, the twin engines growling, almost alive. Around him, the remaining Lightnings glide like shadows, silent, untouchable, and inexorably closing the noose. The Japanese formation, once confident, now fragments entirely. You can see it in their posture, in the twitch of their controls. Disbelief has become terror. Kudo struggles to regain control, forcing his plane into a desperate climb, but every maneuver is anticipated. The P-38s never fight where the enemy wants, they fight where they decide. One by one, the remaining Zeros are either forced down, broken off, or retreating in confusion. The sky has shifted irrevocably. The hunter is everywhere and nowhere, a ghost in the sunlit air. You feel it too, the awe, the fear, the inevitability. The twin-engined Lightning is not just a plane, it's an idea, a manifestation of engineering and skill that refuses compromise. By the end of the engagement, Japanese pilots would later recount it with a mixture of horror and respect. A plane they mocked, they had underestimated, had become their relentless shadow, hunting them across the Solomon skies. And as Major Bong's formation pulls away, engines whining, the Pacific returns to calm. But the lesson lingers. Arrogance met precision. And in the high-altitude silence, the ghosts of the Lightnings continue to haunt every pilot who once laughed.